Hello everybody and welcome back to Bedrock Survival with Fix. Well, as you saw from the intro and possibly a live stream if you caught my early morning live stream the other day, I have been doing some real grind on the mountain and it's starting to come together. I got a couple comments saying, hey, your mountain's too thin for how tall it is. Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree, but the way that stuff is laid out, we're kind of up against it a little bit. So what I may need to do is do an additional sort of mountain connected to it, maybe over in that spruce forest or something like that, you know. But for right now, I just want to knock out one, so it's done and it looks good, and then we'll decide if we want to do more later. But I did the sort of vertical shape and size, and I think it's pretty good. I really like how steep it is over here. I think that's interesting. It's going to allow for some really cool little nature spots and things like that. And I like where there's going to be some smaller mountains sort of over on that side, right? I think it's good. I really like the shape. Now, you have probably caught where I have been digging out underneath, because this is where I've been getting all the stone. And more importantly, for what's coming today is grass, which you probably saw in the thumbnail today. I need all the grass and dirt that I can get. So what I've been doing is I took my two beacons, repossessing them a little bit, and I've just been taking this down to Y60, and I want to go all the way around. Reason being I want to do it now is because it's a lot easier to do now when I have sky access and I can sleep than otherwise. Which, by the way, if you notice, I have my parallax shaders working again on the new computer. Oh yes, oh man, they're so beautiful. Beautiful sky. I love the shadows. It's a little tiny bit bright if I were to complain, but that should be taken care of because YouTube makes everything darker. So hooray. Look at this. I mean, look at this. It feels like a real world. So cool. Love it so much. I love even, make shadows really dark, and I even love that. I love the whole bit. So what I want to do today, though, is I want to create a lot of farmland, because eventually there's an iron farm that I found on Prowl's channel. Never mind that little sound of a little 2-year-old voice just barging in the office. He's supposed to be playing with Mama right now, but he escaped. Anyway, okay, so this is the plan. It's just a lot easier to harvest this stuff during the day than it is going to be once this whole thing is sort of covered. So I've just been working on this one side, and hopefully I think I have most of it underneath this, most of it dug out, or will be shortly. Looks like there's a little bit left, but not too bad. So I'm going to do that before I build any more of the mountain. But before we get any further, I want to show you a little time lapse that I recorded while I was just grinding away on this farmland bit, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about where the iron farm is going to be and all that kind of stuff. I love these shaders so much, and one of my favorite things is the sunset and sunrise. It just turns everything sort of red, orange. Oh, I mean, just like real life. Oh, it's just a work of art. I love it. I love it so much. So the plan is going to be go back playing with shaders. You have to let me know if you love it or if you hate it. If you'd rather that I don't play with shaders or just use them for other sunset. I just think it's so cool, and I think they're pretty non-intrusive. I don't think that they really change. Like, I've seen some like Silder's shaders, which are beautiful, but they can kind of impact like the actual game. I don't mean like quality wise. I just mean I don't know. It makes it feel really different. I find that these make it just feel a tiny bit different, and all for the better. So that's my plan anyway. Let's sleep, and then we'll head over to the farmland. Oh man, you can just see it rendering and look at it. It's so beautiful. It's going to be so great. The reason why I'm doing it there is for two reasons primarily. One, I just want to have really nicely landscaped land that you can see. So I have it going up the whole way, because then once we develop this area over here, you're going to be able to look up and you're going to see all of it. Instead of, if it's flat, you only see the first few rows, right? So I think it's a lot. I just think it's a lot better to sort of go up. And then what we're going to do in the back of this is we're going to do these white cliffs. I used to play in a old 40s sort of World War II band that played a lot of that music, you know, for the old folks. And we played this song called The White Cliffs of Dover, and I always just thought it stuck with me. You know, it was always great. So I've since Googled the White Cliffs of Dover many times. You've seen it for sure. It's very famous, sort of picturesque spot. So I think I'm going to do something like that here. I think this is a good height because it's not going to compete with the mountain, but also you're going to be able to see the castle and all that kind of stuff right here. So what we're going to do is it starts kind of low over there, and we're going to go all around here, and then it's going to turn, and it's going to turn over there where, see right here, this is where it turns sort of in. So we're going to have a big flat area up top. Now this is right here. This is where my iron farm is going to be, and it's going to be an iron farm / villager trading. I was saying before the intrusion of the 2-year-old that I've been watching this tutorial. I've been watching a lot of Growl recently, who's a Bedrock YouTuber, plays on Truly Bedrock, and BJW put me onto him, and just checking out all these great tutorials. And one of them is so brilliant that I can't believe it. It's an iron farm that has 30 villagers around it, and each of the villagers you can trade with. In addition, he has a way to stop them from unlinking from their stations and stuff, and from picking up different stations. It's a water-based thing. It's very cool. I'll show it all to you whenever we build it. But that's going to go right here. It's going to go up here on top, and I just think it's just going to be great. And then maybe down here we might go level down and do like a horse stable. I keep getting requests for building a horse barn, so we're going to do that. I just need to build the land first. But before I can build this land, what I want to do is fill this in. Before I can fill this in, what I want to do is light up this whole thing so it's not a mob arena. So we're going to do that probably between this episode and next episode. So yeah, I think it should be really, really great. You know, it's been quite a grind to get up to this point, but it's a healthy grind. It's a grind that I really, really enjoy. I think what we'll do is we'll divide this up into different crop fields. This isn't going to be there we go, a giant wheat field. It's not going to be that. It's going to be a probably 3 different fields, kind of sliced like a pie from the front there. Probably like maybe wheat and carrots and maybe a horse pasture or something that's more green, sort of. I don't know. We'll work something out, but I just think it's going to be really cool. And then maybe down here at the bottom, maybe we'll do a different thing, like maybe a vineyard or something like that. But you know, I've kind of learned through watching Sausage and Whip, who are probably my go-to for the atmosphere guys, and you know, Whip certainly for the landscaping. He's such a brilliant landscaper, and you know, those guys don't build huge fields like maybe I tend to do, like on Realm of Vasten. They build smaller fields, but then they put them next to each other so they can cross-pollinate. I think that's a real thing as far as I know. Having crops sort of planted in rows or next to each other helps in real life, and I actually think it helps in Minecraft too. Though these are going to be just aesthetic farms. They're not going to be for actual harvesting. Although I'll probably end up harvesting them just for more seeds. But, you know, outside of that time, it's probably just going to be just to look pretty. And then I'll use my underground farms over there for the actual crops, you know. But yeah, it's been an awesome, fun project. It's been really cool to actually be able to pull off a time lapse. And there's going to be a lot more of those coming because now I sort of have the means to do it. So, oh, look at it. Oh, it's going to be so great. This has to come down a little bit more. See how this comes up? So this area right here, I needed a couple more, but I had to wait for some leaves to despawn so I could kind of get it. And I want to take this gradually down, right down to this river. So that way, if you're down here, there's probably going to be a road along the river, I would think, some sort of river walk. And then you're just going to look up and you're going to see like thousands and thousands and thousands of crops. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great. I can't wait. Well, let's go hit the question or comment of the day because I think I missed last episode, so I don't want to forget again today. This is from Stoneblock Episode 1. Took me a couple days to see this. Glad to see you playing this. I'm actually really a fan of digging out the base in the ground, but never wanted to commit to the pack. We'll be watching intently to see if it's for me. At least for a while, you shouldn't have to worry about falling to your death from Brienne the Girl. Yeah, I have been playing Stoneblock, the 1.12 mod pack, and just loving it. I haven't played modded in a long time. You know, I've talked about this a little bit before. So it's been really, really fun. And the idea for there is I'm going to be building a futuristic bunker, kind of like a futuristic Fallout bunker, but more in the future. You know, Fallout's kind of like in the 50s future, like as if sort of technology kind of stopped in the 50s and went slowly after that. This is going to be a far future bunker, but I think it's going to be really cool. There's so many great blocks to build there, and I've just been having a blast sort of checking out the new mods and learning and watching the Direwolf series and kind of learning what things have changed and how things are. And yeah, it's just been really fun. So if you haven't checked out the modded thing, even if you don't play modded, I do think that you'll just enjoy sort of the progression and watching it go, because it's been very, very fun. But that is going to do it for me today. So rather short episode probably, but long on the grind. And I'm going to leave you with this stunning shot. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. This mountain is going to add so much. And then on the other side of the farmland, oh man, I am so excited. Thank you so much for coming out. Really do appreciate it. We'll see you all next episode from Bedrock Survival with Fix. Bye.